Dragon Ball Super Episode 129, Ultra Instinct Goku actually displayed some sorts of abilities that were different from things that we have ever seen before. And in this video, we're gonna break down exactly what those were. Now, some of these are just what Ultra Instinct is. You can't just say that these are new abilities altogether. And some of these have actually already been in Dragon Ball for quite a while. So without further ado, let's break down what some of these new attacks and abilities out of Goku actually were. Just a disclaimer that this video is for fun and fan theories. I can't say without a doubt that these are technically new abilities or dub them any specific name, except for the ones that actually do already have a name from Dai Senshi or Dragon Ball. These abilities aren't necessarily facts, but are more theory than anything. At one point in the episode, Goku's kick actually hits multiple rocks at the same time, and if we pause this on freeze frame, you can see that one kick actually hit 28 different points on a single strike. Now, is this actually a new technique out of Goku? I don't really think so. As this episode progressed, Goku was actually learning how to use the offensive side of Ultra Instinct, which basically is, in a single instant, he can attack multiple times. And I think technically that's what this really is, a single strike actually striking 28 times. And in a way, that is a new ability. Goku's Kamehameha Barrier. Now, we've seen Goku use his Kamehameha in tons of different ways throughout Dragon Ball. We've seen him use it to fly, to push himself, to deflect attacks, and a variety of other different things, but we've never actually seen him use it as a barrier. And here in Dragon Ball Super Episode 129, Goku actually fires his Kamehameha and Jiren deflects it since he knew it was coming after seeing Goku use it against Kefla. But instead of that insane damage actually hurting Goku, he was able to use the flow of his Kamehameha as a barrier to prevent a direct hit. Now, we actually have seen Goku use a barrier or at least an energy shield before. He used it against King Piccolo in their second battle, but this is the first time that he's actually used his Kamehameha energy as a barrier. The next ability is a 360-degree global Ki. Ki is essentially the technique that a lot of characters have used throughout Dragon Ball, where they can push airwaves or ki out of their hand, which can either push opponents into a mountain or it can even deflect attacks. But here, Goku actually radiates it in a global fashion. It comes out in 360 degrees, which if he was surrounded by enemies, could essentially push them all away. Now, I can't really say that this is a new ability. This kind of technique has been used very often throughout Dragon Ball, but traditionally we see it come out of the user's palm, and here Goku seems to radiate it from simply his roar. Also, there's been various occasions throughout Dragon Ball where we've seen Goku or someone else be surrounded by enemies and charge up their ki and release it in a fashion that will blow all of the enemies away. Is that Ki, or is that just simply an energy pulse or an energy release? I mean, I guess that's kind of hearsay, and this isn't really a new technique, but I think it's at least worth mentioning. Especially considering the fact that this one was strong enough to push back Jiren of all people. The next quote-unquote ability that I'd like to talk about is Goku's Ultra Hand Barrier. As Jiren is throwing down a rain of punches on Goku, he's literally able to create a shield and deflect them with his ultra-fast hand movements. While this isn't technically any sort of technique, again, this is something that is just something that Ultra Instinct actually is. It's still worth noting because technically what this is saying is that no matter how many attacks or energy blasts you throw at Ultra Instinct Goku, he can essentially create a barrier out of his fists alone and stop any incoming attacks. The next ability is called the Definite Strike, which is dubbed by Jiren. As Jiren is raining down punches on Goku, he switches from defense to offense and is able to fire a beam of destructive light all the way through Jiren's attacks, which strikes him critically. Jiren calls this a definite strike, so if you want to name it that, I'm all for it. But essentially what it is just a beam of punches that is so concentrated it appears to be a laser beam and inflicts serious damage on the enemy. The next is Galaxy Level Ki. While this isn't an ability, Goku roars and charges up his energy in a fashion that's so mighty that it shows an entire lit up galaxy beneath the Tournament of Power stage. While this isn't an ability, it does give you some context as to how strong and how much power and ki Goku actually has in his final form. Jiren charges up a mighty blast with all of his ki and throws it at Goku, who just simply catches it. Now, the closest thing I can think of to this being an ability is energy manipulation. Being able to catch a bomb and just hold it in your hand isn't something that we've normally seen. However, characters have done things like catch Kienzans, just not in the size and scale of power that Goku caught. Instant punching. Again, this is another ability that is just technically what Ultra Instinct is, at least the offensive portion of it. A character can, in a single instant, throw out a multitude of powerful attacks at the enemy. In a sense, it's like a shotgun punch. Energy deflection. There's a point where Jiren uses his eyes to essentially do his own version of explosive shotgun punch, and Goku simply swipes it away like it's nothing. Again, this isn't really a new ability, it's just kind of what Ultra Instinct is, but for one, it's incredibly awesome, and the feat alone is impressive. To be able to just swipe your hand and knock away any attack that comes your way like it's nothing just proves exactly how OP Mastered Ultra Instinct is. The final ability is Tremendous Heat. We get this image of Goku with the white silver hair and his shirt is on, but then in the next picture we see his shirt melting off, and that's simply from the overwhelming amount of heat emanating from his body. While this heat has not been used in an offensive way yet, with that level of heat emanating from your body, I could potentially see it in the future being used offensively. If there is a literal inferno emanating from your body, you would think that the character would be hot to touch. If you remember in movie 4 when Goku fought Lord Slug with the false Super Saiyan, his aura actually did burn Lord Slug. I could see something like that being a potential ability in the future. And the final ability that I want to talk about is how in the preview for the next episode, we see Goku just simply catch Jiren's hand, and Jiren is dumping an incredible amount of energy and ki into his fist, trying to blow Goku away. But with all the abilities we've seen and talked about before in this video, it seems like Goku is just simply able to manipulate ki almost in a sense with his Ultra Instinct form. He's literally just holding all of that energy in his hand like it's nothing. Without a doubt, Goku's final form is the most OP form we've ever seen in Dragon Ball. A character and a form that can deflect any attack that comes its way and attack you multiple times in an instant is seemingly unbeatable. And while Goku has mastered this form in simply 20 minutes, somehow he was able to capture the full control of this form and the mastery of it. I'd still say that there is a variety of possibilities for what this form is capable of. Coming up in the next episode of Dragon Ball Super, we're bound to see some of that, but even if we don't, this form's possibilities seem almost endless. Jiren is a character that absolutely stomped everybody in the tournament up to date, and now with Goku's mastered Ultra Instinct form, Jiren doesn't stand a chance. Jiren will apparently transform or at least go to 100% power in the next episode, but seeing how strong Goku is, I really don't see any way that Jiren can fight back. Anything that Jiren throws at Goku will be deflected or blocked, and in the meantime, every attack that he throws, he'll probably be countered with something like 30 punches in a single instant, as we saw earlier in Dragon Ball Super episode 129. With the shotgun types of attacks that Goku can throw out, I don't see how Jiren can survive for very long. However, the question remains, does this form put a lot of stress on Goku's body? The Ultra Instinct Omen or Ultra Instinct Sign form where he had the black hair apparently did, and as we said, every time you break through the shell, it puts a tremendous amount of stress on your body. So the question remains, can Goku maintain his Ultra Instinct form, his final completed version of it, for long enough to knock Jiren out? Technically he should be able to, but it really depends if the writers want to end the Tournament of Power that way. Is it simply too easy, or will he run out of time and convert back to base form before he's able to knock Jiren off? That we will find out in 2 weeks. Thank you for stopping by Mastar Media today. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, make sure you leave a thumbs up and a subscribe, and I'll be talking to you soon with some more Dragon Ball videos.